What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What up, everyone? What is up? It's your boy Jermaine. This is gonna be a short live stream. I'm not gonna live stream for too long, but I just want to say I'm back in San Francisco. Still got a couple more vlogs that are gonna be pushed out, but back in the breezy Bay Area. Oh my gosh. Taking my knee pads off. Today was a super warm day. Is there anyone here? I'm at LAX on my way to Costa Rica. That's what's up. That's awesome. That's awesome, Johnny. That's awesome. Dude, have a good time. Have a blast. I've been to Costa Rica a couple of times. Costa Rica is very relaxed. It's very chill. It's got that whole beachy vibe. Not beachy vibe, but it's a fun country to go to, you know. It's not like going to a rough country, you know. Like it's great. Great. There we go. I'm gonna try to put this here. Something like that. Is that gonna work? There we go, that works. Sorry I'm super dark, but this is what we got to work with right now. Most of my streams are not like this. Maybe I can take that light over here. Yeah, well, it's not gonna work. Here's a light. I can move it over here. I don't know if that's any better. Is that any better? Let's see. Is that any better? I don't know. I guess that's probably not better. Guys, this is just a random live stream, so super sorry that I'm not so organized here. I literally just walked inside and I wanted to do a live stream. Is anybody watching this? It says there's 2 people online. There can't be 2 people online. There's gotta be more than 2 people online, right? Well, maybe there's just 2 people online. Or no, it says 4 people are online. Can't be 4 people online. It's gotta be more people online, right? Is this gonna work? Oh gosh, this is so freaking difficult. I need the iPad stand, but I don't have the iPad stand, and the iPad stand would be great right now because I could just use the iPad stand to stand the iPad up with. You get what I'm saying here? Let's see. All right. So if I put this pair of jeans here, I can sit here without holding the iPad. And you guys see Clorox bleach in the background. Yo, after this video, go buy some Clorox bleach. No, I'm joking. This is just my friend's house. I'm crashing it. I have a falafel from earlier. I did not eat that much today. Let's talk about what I ate today. I didn't eat that much. I ate. Oh wow! Look at this. I see some messages. Where am I going overseas next? So I don't exactly want to say, but I'm going to be traveling like super soon. But on YouTube, it's not going to look like I ever came back to the US. It's going to look like I was traveling the whole time. Because I haven't filmed anything since I've been back. And I don't think I'm going to film anything. Still falafel from earlier. So what's going on? I feel like there's been a lot of problems with YouTube live stream lately. What up, Raphael? What's going on? Where do you guys want me to go next? Should I ask you guys where I should go next? Should I ask you guys that? I really want to go to Mexico. Now, I've been to Mexico before, but I want to go to Mexico City because I have a friend in Mexico City. Would love to visit a friend in Mexico City, and then I would also love to go to Baja, Mexico, and Tijuana because Tijuana is so close, and so many people go to Tijuana. It's just one of those places where I want to go. I want to check out Tijuana. Cambodia, South America, Greece. Greece is gonna. I'll definitely go to Greece. Cambodia's on the list. I am working. I'm trying to stick a Thailand trip in between two trips. But the sacrifice, if I do stick a Thailand trip in between the two trips, that means that I won't get to come like to the U.S. Well, basically that means I'll like fly to the U.S. on one flight, and I would literally get on another flight and go to like Southeast Asia, and then come back, and then as soon as I get back, I'll have another flight going to South Africa. So I'm trying to think: do I want to do that? That would be really cool to do. But then I don't know what my mindset's gonna be like once I get back from the first trip. Like, will I want to stay in the U.S.? But I'm thinking I probably won't want to stay in the U.S. because on this trip, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, yeah, I kind of wanted to leave. I mean, I just think that like maybe I was around like some negative people, you know, kind of had a negative experience. But then I'm also like I got this travel bug going on right now. And with YouTube, it's so much easier to travel and make videos versus to make videos. How about Australia? Australia is very, very, very high on the list just because Australia is the guys. Believe it or not, Australia will be a really good country to go to because for years I've dreamed. Before I got my passport, I've always wanted to travel to every continent on the planet, right? Like at least one country on every continent. And I've done that except for Australia. I've never been to Australia. In every other continent on the planet, I've been to at least one country. So I think that's pretty cool. That Australia is the last one that I haven't been to. Of course, there's Antarctica, but Antarctica is kind of one of those countries where, I mean, it is a country, but not a country, but it is a continent. But at the same time, it's not an inhabited continent. I mean, of course, there's like, I think like about 150 people live in Antarctica. But come on, dude, they're all like scientists. They're all scientists. They're not like normal people. They're all like, they're freaking scientists, yo. This is not like a normal place. So I don't. Yeah, you can kind of call it a continent, but I kind of don't exactly include it as a travel continent because it's an extreme continent. You know, like there's no shopping malls, there's no freaking U.S. embassy, there's no Starbucks, there's probably no 4G internet, which is 4G internet's pretty freaking slow nowadays. But there's probably basically what I'm saying is like it's a no man's land basically. So that's why like I'll probably believe me I'll go to Antarctica someday. But it's Antarctica's on the list. Why do I have a slight crush on you? You have a slight crush on me? Like, dude, I'm like that. Like, people have crush on me, but I've noticed that honestly, like I'm a huge turn off. Like people like me, and then people like quickly don't like me. Like I don't know, maybe because like I'm intimidating. Like someone told me like a couple of days ago like you're very intimidating because what you do in your life, and I'm like I'm not that intimidating, yo. I'm not freaking intimidating at all. Like, am I really intimidating? Like, I think I'm boring. Like, really? Am I intimidating? Like, honestly, guys, am I intimidating? Am I in a hostel? No, I'm like actually staying at a friend's house. Yeah. Yeah, I'm crashing at a friend's house. I mean, I would show you guys around, but I kind of don't want to show, like, I would feel bad if, like, my friend saw this video and then I'm, like, walking around showing off his house, you know? So I kind of don't want to do that. But these are the windows behind me. Argentina. Argentina have fun. Argentina sounds like fun. You should do Australia first, man. Australia, passive aggressive. Aussies laid back. Are Aussies cool? Oh my gosh. I don't know about Aussies. Like honestly, like I can talk about Australia all day. Like Aussies. I wasn't. I don't know. My whole perspective of Australia has changed a lot. Because I'll be honest, I'll make a confession to you guys. Australia was a country that was. It was my least favorite country, like, in the world to travel to. Like honestly. And I'll explain to you guys why that was. Pretty much the main reason why Australia was the least place I wanted to visit, only, only because from traveling around the world and going to so many different places, I've met so many Australians. And usually the type of Australians that I meet are like the surfer guys who are like really, really cocky and really, really just stuck up and arrogant, you know? And I would constantly meet Australian dudes like this all the time. And like I don't know, it was just kind of like I just never really got along with like Australians, you know? And then I was like, yo, like that's like one place I don't want to go to. Like if I don't like meet any other people that are like chill, like I don't want to like ever go to freaking Australia, you know? And then I but I kind of will explain why that is because I was going to like beachy areas and Australian like surfers typically go to beachy areas and for like a couple years like I kept going to like surfer spots, you know, because I was chasing beaches, but now I don't really care anything about beaches anymore. This next trip will involve a lot of beaches and this next trip will involve a lot of time at beaches. This next trip is going to be a it definitely won't be like this Europe trip. Like honestly, this Europe trip was freaking guys. This Europe trip that I just got back from was the most stressful trip I've ever taken. Like so stressful. It was full of freaking surprises. Like just highs and lows, like left and right. Like just random things, like just getting lost here and like waiting to meet this person here and you know, oh yeah, this is gonna be 200 euros. Well, actually, it's gonna be 300. Okay, okay, okay. And then it's just like I miss a train. I have to get another. It just became a freaking disaster, yeah. Like honestly, it became it like I had fun. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not trying to be a drag. Like I had a blast, but the timing and the transit. The transit part was just a disaster. Everything else was great about the trip. But I was moving around too much. Like literally guys, within 1 week, I went through like 7 countries, like within one freaking week. Like that's too much moving around. Like that's too much moving around. Like that's too much. That's too much. That's too much. I need to go to one country, stay in that one country. Okay. They're trying to hustle you in the UK. Occupation. Welcome back. Welcome back. I will not be here very long. Alright. Australian people races. You know, I mean, I don't want to say that how is dating abroad. Dating abroad is fantastic. I would love to date in the U.S., but the reason why I just don't date in the U.S. is because I'm a weirdo in the U.S. Like, yeah, I'm just I'm not in a hostel. I'm not in a hospital either. I am in a knock on wood. I'm not in a hospital. Yeah, I've caught up. Yeah, that's pretty much what I got going on. Thumbs up if you're watching this video. Give your homeboy Jermaine a thumbs up right now. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. How do women abroad view you? Okay, so it's kind of interesting because this is something that I kind of want to share, but then I kind of don't want to share because I don't want to paint a bad picture. And I really don't want to shit on the US, but it just seems like when I'm in the US, I'm looked at very different from women versus when I'm outside the US. Like when I'm in the US, well, okay, I don't want to say in the US because that's completely incorrect. I cannot say in the US. I have to say San Francisco because San Francisco is not a good representation of the US. It's not, honestly, it's not. Like there's not much American stuff about the city. Like it's not. Like for the Asian population in San Francisco is like 50%. That's like not really like it's very like what I mean. It's very multicultural. You know what I mean? And there's other cultures in San Francisco as well too. But I'm saying like it's a very different place. Like it's very expensive. It's very, I mean the terrain. Most cities in the U.S. are not this hilly. You know, most cities in this U.S. Most cities in the U.S. are not this expensive. Most cities in the U.S. things are just not. Things are just easier. You know what I mean? Like parking's much easier. Like try to park in San Francisco. You know what I mean? Basically, you get what I'm saying. It's a very very different place. And I was going somewhere else, and I've lost my train of thought now. I'll read some comments. Have you been to Hong Kong? I've been to Hong Kong. I mean, I guess technically I've been to Hong Kong twice. Oh, we're talking about women and how they view me. So I just feel like in San Francisco, it's like the like chicks that'll talk to me are chicks that are like older. You know what I mean? 40. Like they'll actually sit down and like take time and like listen to me, and they'll take time and chill with me. But like people my age don't. But and then a lot of times people don't take me serious when I say that what I do for a living. Like people don't take me serious. But I noticed that when I leave the U.S. and I meet people outside the U.S., people tend to take me very seriously. Like they tend to take me like they treat me like a human being almost. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not always that way in the U.S., but definitely when it comes to dating, it is that way. It's like you don't have a job, like you don't have this, you don't have that, you don't have this, you don't have that. When I'm outside the U.S. and I meet people that people the same way, it's not the same way. It, they're not looking at me as like, oh, you don't have a job, you don't have a place to stay, like you don't have a car. They're not looking at it that way. They're looking at it like, oh, I get it. Like this is how you travel all the time. Like you know what I mean? Like it's looked at differently. In the U.S., like traveling is just as much as I want it to be super cool and super awesome. Like just most people don't look at it the same way. People just look at it like, oh yeah, like yeah. Like I look at it like, oh yeah, I get to travel all the time. But like in my country, like it's just not that way. Like, so that's why when I go abroad, I always meet people and like I just have a blast because it's pretty cool. Like we can share this like awesome experience together. I spent a lot of time on that question. San Francisco needs a fight club eventually. Yeah, what future class with YouTubers you? Dude, I want to do some. I'll probably go back to New York. There's a couple of different YouTubers I want to do collabs with in New York. You know, I'm not gonna lie, yo. Like I feel that, like, like I'm just gonna be straight honest, bro. Like, this is for real. Like, I feel that when I come back to the U.S., my self confidence goes down so much because I have less material things to offer. So I feel that I feel like my self confidence dips like big time. And when my self confidence like literally shoots up. When my self confidence, like when I notice, like when I go from this attitude right here, when I go from like this tone right here, you guys see, you hear me talk, you hear the way my attitude is. I'm chill right now, right? I'm not like sad. I'm not. I'm not ecstatic. I'm just chill, right? I'm just normal. But there is a point. There is a point where I go from like this to I go to like this, yo, and yeah, and oh, and wow, and it just doesn't really happen. I don't get that attitude here. I don't get that attitude here. But when I get that attitude, like I'm like for real, it happens when I'm in the airport, bro. Like it happens when like I like go through that little point and I'm not in the U.S. anymore, but yet I'm still in San Francisco, but I'm not in the U.S. anymore, and I'm just like I become another person because I feel that like it's hard to explain, but I feel like so free. Like I feel that I'm not looked at the same way that I'm looked at when I'm walking down the street in San Francisco, when I'm riding a skateboard in San Francisco, when I'm driving a car in San Francisco, when I'm doing anything in San Francisco. I feel like I'm like I go from like being not important at all to being like 20 times more important than when I was. Like it's really hard to explain. Maybe I can figure out a way to explain this in the future because it's a very unusual feeling, and I've just been doing a lot of, I don't know, I feel like I'm talking too much. I'm having a good day actually. Okay, I'm gonna read some comments because okay, let's see. I'm cool. I'm 45 years old. Women, draw to your energy. I know, dude. Like, for some reason, like, definitely women in their 45, and women around their 40s, 50s. Like, even when I travel, bro, like, it happens all the freaking time. Like, I remember when I was in South Africa, like, it was this British woman, like, she was totally down, bro. But I was just got back on a freaking like what was it like a lullaby. Like I couldn't talk to anyone for that night, and then from a lullaby I went from that to being really lost and almost eaten by lions and freaking South Africa. Like what? No way. Let's see. Let me read some comments. I'm not really sure in my love life. I just saw it coming here. They have a product point of view. So you're back in the Bay. I'm back in the Bay, but like literally, can I be honest with y'all? I'm leaving tomorrow. So I don't know. You won't want to do a subscriber meetup tomorrow? Like I'll be down to do one, but if I do it, it's gonna have to be in Berkeley. It's gonna have to be a veggie grill. But if you guys want to, I'll do a. I don't think that many people are gonna meet me. Like I don't want to officially do a subscriber meetup. I'll just tell people, look, I'll be at veggie grill at like 1 p.m. Like, I can do that. I can do that. I'll be back in NYC. Like honestly, guys, I'm stuck right now. I'm trying to figure out for this summer. I want to stay in the U.S. for 6 months. Okay, I was gonna just stay in San Francisco, and then I thought, yo, it's gonna be freezing in San Francisco, and I was looking at this spot online on Wall Street in freaking New York, and I was thinking how epic would it be to stay on freaking Wall Street in freaking New York for straight up like 6 months or 4 months. Like how epic would that be? And it's literally cheaper to stay on Wall Street in New York City than it is to stay in like Soma in San Francisco. And in Soma in San Francisco, there's freaking homeless people everywhere. There's shitty roads. There's not a lot of convenience stores open after 6 p.m. You know what I mean? Like, it's freaking Soma. It's like downtown San Francisco. And Wall Street's cheaper. And I was thinking of, yo, maybe I want to fucking go to New York. And New York will be warmer. New York will be easier to get laid. New York will be cheaper. New York, people talk more. I don't know. Like, yeah, I think I'll probably go to New York. And then I was thinking, yo, I really want to go live in Europe. Like, I want to do get like a year like residency and like freaking go to Europe, live in Europe. And I was thinking about that. I was thinking about maybe traveling to another 30 countries this year. But we'll see. Oh, you subscribed? What up from Colombia? We got a link up. Be in the city for at least a week. So I'm literally dipping out of San Francisco like tomorrow. Like I just said it to you guys. But that's cool. I'm gonna make some really dope entertaining videos. Do you like I'll be honest, I really like Africa, but then at the same time, I don't wanna just like stay in one region. Because I'll be honest, if I would have stayed in one region, you know what region I would have stayed in? I would have just stayed in Southeast Asia. I would have just stayed in Southeast Asia. But when I went to Thailand, I loved Thailand so much that I said to myself, what if there's a better place in the world? You know? There's 100 and, I don't forget this, like 200 plus countries. And if I fall in love with Thailand, like, what if there's a better place? Like, I've actually found places I like more than Thailand. I found places that I can compare to Thailand more. I found places that makes me appreciate Thailand more. And that's because I didn't just stop traveling, you know? And this is one reason why I don't want to just go to Africa and just stay in Africa, because the reason why I don't want to do that is I spent a lot of time traveling and I met travelers from all different regions of the place, right? Thailand, for example. I meet a lot of people in Thailand, and what a lot of people do is they move from Europe, they go to Thailand, they go from Canada, they go to Thailand, they go from the US to go to Thailand, and they like it so much, and it's very inexpensive, it's very easy to live there, it's very simple to get around, people are very friendly, it's a really good place to be, it's a great place. Honestly, out of most places I've ever been to in the world, out of the 48 countries I've traveled to, if you are moving from the US and you want a chill place to go to, you want different culture, but you want to get far, but then you don't want to not be around, you still want to be around Americans, you still want to see Americans. One country I would tell you to go to is Thailand. It's very relaxed, it's very chill, it's safe. I mean, they like Americans. I would say Thailand is a very, very good place. But then at the same time, I don't want to just stop there. Like, I don't want to stop there because I could have easily fell in love with Thailand and just stopped traveling since Thailand. And Thailand was my second country that I traveled to. That was my second country. I could have just stopped at Thailand. So that's it. I love Thailand. It's cheap. It's great. I love the food. I like everything, you know? Like, let's stop. But I just want to keep going. And this is why I don't want to just stop in Africa. Yeah, that's why I don't want to stop in Africa. Jermaine, you hired me by the end of February. I would have hit at least 5 countries. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. I love reading comments like this. Thinking like that you will never find peace, bro. You know I won't. I probably won't find peace. But that's okay. Everybody doesn't find peace in life. Everybody doesn't. Like, everybody doesn't find fame and fortune. Everybody doesn't find a life of great health. But also everybody doesn't find a life of great sickness, you know? And not everyone suffers in life. And some people fall in love, and some people never fall in love, you know? And I might be that person, you know? I might be that individual that I just may not have it all, you know? Maybe I get to do all these awesome things and get to go to all these awesome places, but something just super basic. Something that I may not ever get to experience ever, you know? But there's a trade-off, you know? And I'm down to take that trade-off. Like, yeah, I'm happy all the time. Meeting fellow Americans in Thailand. Hey, great alternative there. Maybe to learn any time there. Yeah, Thai would be good. This channel went from economy blogging to travel. You know, it's something that honestly, I didn't really expect the channel to change the way it did. And it's changed to a point where I can't even make investment videos anymore because they're just not popular. They're just not popular. The channel's changed a lot. It's changed greatly. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. I will say I'm thankful. I watch my, like, literally, I don't mean to be a drag, but literally my income on the internet has been going down for months. So next month, I'm not exactly worried about it because I don't really worry about it. It really depends on what I'm doing. If I'm back in San Francisco, I'm definitely not worried about it because it's really easy to make money, you know? But when I'm traveling, I sort of worry about it because, you know, I just usually make money on the internet. But then when I travel, I typically invest way more time into YouTube. But it's also January. And everything drops. Oh, gross. Everything drops on YouTube in January. What's going on? East Bay in the house. There's 51 people here and 6 likes. Yo, you guys should hit the like button for real. What are y'all up to? Anybody doing anything fun tonight in the Bay? Take me out. Let's go drinking. It's literally my last night in the U.S. for a minute, yo. I'm about to dip. Got a whole bunch of stuff from Amazon here. I want to kind of give you guys somewhat of a hint of what I'm doing. This here is a boosted board charger. You know, the 3-prong in. And this next country that I'm going to, I think this country's really going to catch a lot of people off. I think this country's really going to catch a lot of people on surprise because I actually said I was going somewhere and I literally flipped the script at the last minute, yo. And anyway, this is a boosted board charger here. And this here is some lemonade, strawberry lemonade from Whole Foods. And this has absolutely nothing to do with what I was gonna say. But anyway, I'm gonna take a sip because I just found this. Because I pulled the charger out of my backpack. Guys, anyway, for the third time. Alright, this is a boosted board charger here. This here is this device, it's this gadget that allows, this here is a charger. You plug, this is really cool. Look at all these different plugs. You can plug basically any charger into here. I think you can even plug a Swiss charger in here. You can plug any charger in the world in here. There may be a few plugs you can't plug in here, but majority of them. So I'm gonna plug the US plug in here just like so, like this. And this is like a little surge protector. And off here we have plugs for Europe. There's a button you press, watch this. Boop. And it pops out. This is the plug you want to use for Europe. You know, you got your American plug, Europe plug. This also has a fuse in here, so if you have a surge problem and it blows a fuse, you can switch out the fuse and continue to use this. But yeah, it has a plug for Europe, which is very convenient if you're traveling in the country of Europe. Okay. Also, this is a button off the side. And this one is for the UK. If you're in England, if you're in the UK, if you're in Scotland, if you're in South Africa, you would use this plug here. If you're in Malaysia, you would use this plug here, right? Pretty cool. And then you go this other side, you push this button, go this way, and guess what you have? You have plugs for Australia. Australia, they have plugs very similar to the US, but they slant in a little bit. And yeah, you can use this charger, or someone like me, I could use this charger, this plug, and I could use this in Australia, the country of Australia. And it'd be really cool because I could use this in Australia, you know. I could be down under in the country of Australia, in Sydney, Australia. I could use this charger, I could use the plug, I could also use the booster board charger in Australia. So it would be pretty cool to use this in Australia. But basically, you know, you can use this in other countries. You don't necessarily have to use this in Australia. You can actually use this in the UK. But you can't use this in Switzerland. Yeah, you can't use this in, yeah, it's one country they won't let you use it in. But yeah, you can use this in Europe. You can use this in the US. And it also has a USB, 2 USB ports. You guys, maybe I'll make a video talking about these. Love to grab a drink. You want to grab a drink? Are you in San Francisco? I'll be down to grab a drink. When will you put up video? Where you at? My videos are a little bit delayed. I think by Sunday, I'll be back in the US on the videos. And I have a really, really cool video coming out on Sunday. So I did a video talking about how much money I spend in San Francisco every month. So I thought that would be pretty interesting for people who live in San Francisco, and I also thought that would be interesting for people who don't live in San Francisco. You may just be curious, like, how much money do I spend every month? I will give you guys a hint. Basically, the bare minimums is like $3,000. Like, literally, the bare minimums is $3,000. Maybe I live a slightly more expensive life, but yeah, it's not cheap. No, everybody thinks I'm going to Australia. I just said Australia so many times because it's just really easy to say, you know, Australia. It's very warm in Australia, and it's freezing in North America, by the way. Yeah, the big continent of North America is freezing. Yeah, but not in Australia. Melbourne, Sydney, Perth, yeah, Australia, yeah. Fiji Airways, yeah, Australia, yeah. It's pretty much what I got going. So I got some toys. I got one of these things for my MacBook. I don't know what happened to my other one. I lost it in South Africa. I think I just dropped it, left it somewhere. Maybe you can write an ebook and sell it on Amazon to make money while you travel. So I'm actually in the process of making an ebook right now. I literally posted on my Facebook. I want proofreaders. I want people to proofread my shit because I'm horrible when it comes to English. My English is so bad. That's the only reason why I didn't finish college is because I was so bad in English. I don't know. I'm dyslexic, so I kept getting shit mixed up, like constantly. It's got to the point where like I'm sitting here and I'm sitting in the classroom and I'm trying to freaking learn English, right? And I speak English, like what the fuck, you know? And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, yo, I don't want to do this shit anymore. Like I don't want to work for anybody. Like this is hard. Like I don't want to do this. Like I know so many people that don't even speak English, and they make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and they don't even speak English at all. And my dumbass can speak English. I can read English. I can write English. I just can't do it like just as fast as everyone else, but I can do it. You know, way better than some of these other people who make $200,000-$300,000 a year, right? And I'm thinking, yo, fuck school. Like I'm tired of that shit. Like I got better things to do. I want to travel. I want to get laid in different countries. I want to make money on the internet. Like, yo, school, it's for rich people in the U.S. Like, sorry to say, it's for rich people, like, basically. And people who want to go to school to better themselves in life. Because I don't want to just be super negative about college, because that'd be really bad. You guys can start booing me if you want. You can say boo because I'm talking mad crap. So if I do go to Germany, I'm gonna try to. I've been to Germany. I've been to Germany a couple times actually. But if I apply for a residency in Europe, it's gonna be through Germany, by the way. Yeah, I already know the program I'm gonna do because it'll be. In my situation, by me being a YouTuber, like it'd be super easy to get. It'd be super easy to get my foot in the door, or at least this is what I think. But I think it would be pretty easy. Your videos are super smart. I saw one over there and I was really impressed. What video did you see? I'm just curious. Come to Denmark again. I had a blast in Denmark. So the thing is, if I come to Europe and stay for a year, like in Germany, what that really means is that means if I stay in Germany, for sure I'm gonna stay in Berlin. Okay, like, and I'm probably not gonna stay there for very long. It'll probably be for like a month. And then I'll just travel around Europe. And I'll literally try to go to every country in Europe after I get done with every country in Europe. Because I don't think that... I probably won't try to do it all at one time. I'll probably just try to go to random countries. But I really want to... If I do the Europe... If I would stay in Germany, I really want to use that to hit up more countries in Africa, basically. Because if I'm in Germany, halfway to Africa versus... I'm in the U.S. Munich is much nicer than Berlin. Like honestly, I really like Munich a lot, but I think for what I want to do, I think Berlin would be better because there's more loud, screaming, rowdy kids, and Munich is a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'll check Munich out. Don't want to count it out. This curious from Brazil. Just got back. Your videos are awesome. When are you gonna visit Rio? So I'm gonna visit Rio when your president gets rid of the visa for U.S. citizens, which is actually happening very soon. So probably this year, I'll probably go to Brazil. As soon as they lift the visa thing, I'll definitely go to Brazil. I know that sounds really bad that I don't want to go to Brazil, but like I'd have to pay like $140. Like this is so freaking bad. I'm complaining about $140. Like, but I have to do that, and I have to go to the embassy. I have to do all those things. And then Brazil's not necessarily a cheap place. You know, like Brazil has got a pretty poppin' economy, yo. I guess it's been pretty rocky for the past, I don't know, year or so. But definitely I will hit up Brazil. But Brazil is one of those places that I'm not gonna go there for a week. I need a month in Brazil because this is a big place. And for me to dedicate a month for a country, I can only dedicate like certain countries. I can only dedicate like maybe 2 countries per year to stay there for a whole month. So that's another problem I run into with Brazil. This is another problem I run into with India because India is a very big country, and if I go to India, it has to be a 1 month minimum. Certain countries in Africa, like Ethiopia, like if I go to Ethiopia, I want it to be a 1 month minimum. I don't want to just go there for a week or 10 days. If I go, these are big places. If I go to Singapore, I don't need a month because Singapore is super small. So this is a problem I run into with Brazil. Argentina, I would actually go to Argentina for a week. I would go to Argentina for um, 10 days because I don't know. I guess there's just less. I guess there's just less cities in Argentina. There's just more places I'd want to visit, and more places I'd want to visit in Brazil. I don't know. This is just really interesting. Like China is another country. I would want to stay for a month in China, but I technically I tell people I have been to China. The reason why I say that I have been to China, maybe I should make a video talking about the countries I've been to and why I say that I've been to them. Because some people can say like, okay, you haven't been to this country, and I can argue, yeah, I have been to this country because of this particular reason. So with China, so after 1999. Hong Kong became part of China. So technically, if you go to Hong Kong, you're in China. You know, you can kind of say that. Oh, you guys take it off? I'm about to hit the Peterson. I'm just talking like crazy. So I guess you can technically say that you've been to China. So I say yeah, I've been to China, but like not mainland China. But that's equivalent to someone saying that they've been to the U.S., but they've only been to Hawaii. Because there's a lot of people from Japan, they've been to the U.S., but they've only been to Hawaii. And if you only have been to Hawaii, technically you really haven't been to the U.S., but you have because you went to Hawaii. You kind of get where I'm going here? Like, it's kind of how the Hong Kong thing works. Another funny one is, a lot of people will probably disagree with this one, but these are the cards that, yeah, you do need a visa for China. These are the cards that you have to play. Okay, so Japan. So technically, I've been to Japan. Technically, I've been to Japan, but I've never left the airport. And people will argue and say, well, you've never been to Japan. You've never been to Japan. So I always come back with this argument saying that, look, I have been to Japan because the plane landed in the country of Japan. When you walk through the airport, you're in Japan. If you're walking through the airport and you die, what country did you die in? You didn't die in America. You didn't die in Thailand. If you were going to Thailand, you freaking died in Japan. So this is why I say, yeah, you've been in Japan. When I'm coming to New York, when there's no on the ground, beef from Argentina is said to be government issues. It's calories there. I hear that the beef in Argentina is like the best. I hear it's like the best. The beef and the wine, and it's inexpensive too, right? I'm tired. I'm like crazy tired. I'm gonna make some brownies. So, question: anybody on the East Coast right now? Anybody in Chicago? I do need some French fries, yo. Don't make me order Uber Eats. But you know, it is a little corny, but honestly, Japan is the only country that I claim the airport rule, because literally every other freaking place that the plane has landed, I've left the airport, and literally every other place, like okay, like Barcelona, London, and Paris, these are gateway cities for Europe. I've visited these cities multiple times, and all of these cities I can navigate without a map. Like majority of these cities, like Paris, maybe I need a map for a little bit, but Barcelona, I do not need GPS. London, don't need GPS. Like, like because I've been there like so many times, like I'm just used to it. But then now it's kind of like I don't know. It's just different. But Japan is one I haven't been to. But I'll go to Japan like very soon. Like very soon I will hit up Japan. Yeah, because my charger says I can go to Japan, so I'll go to Japan very soon. Oh, Japan. Have you tried the Meepo board? Mm-mm. No, so Japan, they did not stamp my passport. But believe it or not, there's a lot of countries that don't stamp passports. There's a lot of countries that don't stamp. Hong Kong doesn't stamp passport. hmm Japan is very friendly. Oh my gosh, they're so friendly. They're friendly and they're friendly and they're like a Western country, so they have like sort of Western values, you know. Do you have the extended range battery for your booster? So I have two, and they're both broken. Neither one of them work anymore. I don't know what happened to them, but mm. Mm. All right, guys. So I think I'm just gonna get ready to make some brownies, smoke some weed, and shit. Did I just say that? Anyway, so I think I'm just gonna make some brownies, drink some water, hang out, chill, and have a blast. You know, have a good night. Because this is gonna be my last night in the U.S. for a minute. You know, it's gonna be a minute. Did you try? No, I actually haven't contacted them, but I will contact them when I get back. I guess. I'm not farting boosted at all. I just been busy. I bought brownies like a minute ago and I haven't made them yet, so I'm gonna like literally try to make them tonight because I'm wide awake and I'm gonna have a crazy jet lag, so I'm gonna try to get my body adjusted before I get to the next place that I'm going to. So I'm probably gonna try to stay awake all night and then nap in the daytime, and then I'll be good. Do more East. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. Eastgate videos are coming if I don't kill myself. Yeah. More Eastgate videos are coming for sure. Do a weed live stream. Dude, maybe I'll do that when I get back. I can't do it before this trip, but maybe when I get back, I'll do that. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. I just sit here with my bong and like smoke. Actually, I don't even have a bong, but I could get one for the YouTube video. first. I saw you make some food disappear. That's what's up. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna bounce out. Okay. I'm gonna be out. It's Fight Club. Y'all in this Fight Club. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and guys, I'm so stoked. I got. This is gonna be really, really cool. What I got out the head. So, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out. I'm totally not high. Like, I'm so low. But anyway, I'm out.